Wayne from the CERN Earth and Space Center here. In this week's video, we're going to be talking about our moon, specifically the moon as you will see it tomorrow night. Not only will we have a full moon on Halloween night tomorrow, but it's also a blue moon. There's often some confusion over what a blue moon actually is, so first let's take a look at the sky and learn how to find this full moon, and then we'll talk about what a blue moon is, as well as some other common lunar misconceptions. So here we are, standing in front of the CERN Earth and Space Center at Triton College in River Grove. We have this time set to 8 p.m. on Saturday, October 31st, Halloween night. We're facing towards the west right now, looking straight at the CERN Center, and as we spin around towards the south, we will see a bright Jupiter and Saturn here towards the southwest. If we keep turning around, we'll start to see Mars pop into view towards the southeast, high up here in the sky, and if we keep turning, we will see that bright full moon just rising up out of the east. It shouldn't really be too hard to track down that full moon because, well, the full moon is the brightest object that you'll see in the nighttime skies. Now, this full moon is special because it also happens to be a blue moon, but that doesn't necessarily mean what you might think. Many people think that we call it a blue moon because it changes its color to look slightly bluish in hue, but that's not the case. What it really means is that it is the second full moon in a calendar month. We had one full moon this month already on October 1st, and this one on the 31st is the second full and therefore blue moon in October. There are also many other names that you might hear for the moon, such as the pink moon or the wolf moon or the strawberry moon and a lot of others. But again, these don't really have anything to do with the color or the features of the moon, but rather what time of year it is when we see them. The pink full moon occurs in April, when pink flowers are blooming. The wolf moon is in January, when the wolves are howling. And the strawberry moon comes from an Algonquin term for when it was time to harvest the strawberries in June. The only name we have that actually describes a change on how we see the moon is the blood moon. And this is what we call the moon during a total lunar eclipse. As the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, the sun's light passes through the Earth's atmosphere before it hits the moon, which gives our full moon a deep reddish orange color, and that is why we call that one the blood moon. But this leads us right into another common misconception about the moon, which is that the phases of the moon are caused by the Earth's shadow. And again, that's not really the case. To better illustrate what actually happens, let's use our planetarium software, Digistar 6, and fly out to the moon. As we take off from the Earth, we begin to fly away from Chicagoland. We'll get a good view of the daytime and nighttime sides of the Earth, the daytime side being the side that is facing towards the sun, and the nighttime side is the side that's facing away. As we zoom out, we can see that daytime side just on the opposite side of the Earth, and we'll swing around for a better view of it. As we start to fly towards the moon, it also has a daytime and nighttime side. We'll get a better view of that as we fly in towards it, but it is this difference between daytime and nighttime, coupled with where the moon is in its orbit around the Earth, that causes what we see as the phases of the moon. As we begin to orbit around the moon, we'll see that its visible portion, the part that the sunlight is hitting and reflecting off of, changes shape just like the phases depending on what side of the moon we are looking at. This is similar to what we see on Earth, except it's the moon flying around the Earth instead of us flying around the moon. We can only see the parts of the moon that are reflecting sunlight back to us. Now, despite what Pink Floyd tells us, the moon does not have a dark side. It will all be hit by sunlight at some point. But it does have a far side from our perspective here on Earth. This is because the moon does rotate, but it takes about 27 days to rotate once, which is the same period of time that it takes to orbit the Earth once. So to us, here on Earth, the same side always appears to be facing us, and the other side, the far side, is always facing away. But it does still get sunlight. There are other misconceptions about the moon and many other objects that we can see in outer space, and we'll be sure to take a look at that in some of our other videos. But for now, I would just like to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more spacey content, and remember to get out there and take a look at your night skies.